Oh, excuse the yawn. Oh man, I don't know what overcame of it then. Um, yeah. Welcome back to another stream, and yes, you read the title. The title was Noble in a Band with a load of shocked faces. Um, what's it mean? What's it about? What do you mean Noble in a band? He's a rave MC. He's a DJ. He likes his bounce. He likes his hardcore. He likes his trance. What you want about Noble in a band? Well, is correct. I am in a band, believe it or not, and I'm going to tell you all about it in today's stream. So whether you watch this now or whether you watch it after, you will find out all about Noble in a band. So there's a little bit of a long story behind it, and we have to kind of dissect onto different boring topics. So to cut the story short or long, however you want to say it, for those of you who may or may not know, I am on the dole. So I'll say it right out right now. I'm on the dole. I worked for my dad and granddad's family business. Sadly, closed down, and we waited a while to see if it would open back up, but sadly it didn't. And I eventually reverted on to signing on. I had no other way. I sold my motorbike. It was quite a tough time. 2018 was a really bad year for me. And towards the end of 2018, October time, I finally decided, look, I need to sign on. Since signing on, I've done a range of like work experiences, different jobs. I've tried loads of different things to get back into work, and I've just either not found a job that's been suitable for me, or I've done a few different things and they've just not worked out. So to cut the story short, lockdown and COVID happened, so they asked us obviously not to really job search or anything, as everything was shut down and locked down, etc. So it was more or less just live your life, don't sign on, still get your money. So it was kind of like I guess in a way, every dole dosser's dream. I mean, I'm not a dole dosser. I mean, if someone said to me right now, you've got the job, start tomorrow, I'd be over the moon and I'd start working. I'd love nothing more than to be working and earning, and I do different things to try and get back into work. But I am a big believer in that you actually want to do in life, because if you spend your life doing something that you don't want to do just for the sake of doing it, you are going to live a very unhappy and depressed life. So if you can try and at least get yourself into a job that you're going to enjoy, where you're going to want to get up and go each day, that certainly goes a long whiles. So anyway, the lockdowns came to an end, and we was kind of sort of put back to start work searching again. Now before the lockdown, I was getting some help and support with sort of like looking for work and stuff, because I'm dyslexic. Like I struggle with reading and writing, although my reading has come a lot better, but my writing can still be quite bad. And you'll know many a times I've gone live and there's been spelling errors in the title for the stream, or I put a post on Facebook and something hasn't been spelt right. So anyway, so cut the story short, we started going back in. They were asking us about signing on again, etc., looking for work, and I essentially just pointed out, before I was getting some sort of help. So they sent me to this place called Goodwin. Now you do three to sort of four stages of this Goodwin course, if you like. And the first one is sort of very basic, so it's just about about basic stuff. And a lot of people go who are maybe like shy, or people who are maybe just have a few maybe issues with them. Like, I don't want to sound mean or harsh, but people who are maybe autistic, or people who just genuinely struggle getting back into work, or people who just genuinely struggle getting into work because of how they are, or what's wrong with them. So it's like a place to to get your support. So we go there, and we're sort of learning about basic stuff like like openness, being open about yourself, and just some basic stuff like teamwork. And then you go on to what's called stage two. Now at the end of stage one, you start sort of looking and talking about where you sort of want to be in life, and what you want to do and what your goal is. So then they move you on to stage two. So obviously my dream and passion is to do something with music, and it's not guaranteed that you can obviously do something like that full time. But obviously now I am like going on to Hull Kingston Radio and stuff, so it could maybe lead to potential, like the actual proper bigger stations picking you up, and you could potentially end up with a paid job on the radio. So it's not an impossible thing, but as opposed to like being a DJ and stuff, it's like it's next to very impossible to definitely like earn a living from it without having to do some other form of work as well. Um, but they do sort of help you towards sort of what you want to do. So that's like a long term goal. So they sent me to this other Goodwin, which is for creative and digital. So this works alongside like music, or if you want to do any form of work that's in the form of creative and digital. And you all different sectors. So if you wanted to, I don't know, say work in a factory, you could go off to a different sector, and some people did. So now we're on this stage two, and there's quite a few people that come to this stage two, or work in this other Goodwin building on stage two, that are to with music. So to cut the story a bit shorter again, at Christmas time, we put on a little Christmas party at the Goodwin just before we broke off for Christmas, because we do some fun things as well to try and help us get back into work, and they try and do it in a different way as opposed to just sat there doing like boring work, but they use different skills and activities to motivate us to get back into work. So we put this Christmas party on, and a big part of it was for like us the learners to sort of like organise it. So we had to go around like putting the posters up, and like going into shops and asking people, can we put this poster up in here? And it was all part of with your confidence. And then we had set things that we had to do on the day, etc. Because I'm a big music guy, they said, do you want to jump up and have a go and do something on the mic? So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely have a go and do something, because I can get a little bit like shy and nervous, but over the time, and especially with me being an MC and doing music things, I've come definitely more confident. So I was willing to do it and have a go. So me and my good friend Lee, we performed our reggae song "The Good Life" live, which is one of my favourite songs I've ever made, by the way. And then afterwards, I jumped on the mic and did a little bit of a just vocal freestyle for a band. I've never rapped for a band before in all my entire life, which was just crazy. And they absolutely loved it. They thought I was wicked on the mic. How I just thought of like bars and things from the top of my head, etc. So we fast forward into 2022. And I get told that there's a little course going called Music Lab, and it's every Tuesday, and you do like an events management course, and you get to jam out with the band and stuff. And I thought, you know what, it'll just be, again, it's something else to do, it's something to put on the CV, and it just sounds quite interesting. And I've always been into the like rave and music side of things, as opposed to like like I say, like house, hard house, bounce, donk, hardcore DJing, raving, clubbing. I've never really taken a step into to really like other music, like bands and stuff. I mean, there's certain rock songs that I've loved for years. I've always loved them. I have gone and seen a couple of bands perform live, during my lifetime. But I have been more of a rave kind of person. So I thought this would give me a good chance just to sort of see the more on the inside of what a band. I get to see them setting up the equipment, and just a little bit more about how it works. So I started going to this music lab, and as part of the course, myself and the other learners, we form into this band. And by the end of the course, which is coming up to the end now very soon, I believe, we put like a little gig on. So we put like a little event on, and we've organised it through what we've been learning through the course, and they've obviously taught us and helped us put it on. So as the stream does not lie, the stream title, Noble is in a band. So we put this band through the course called Noble and the Gang. So I'm like the lead vocalist of the band, and then we've got a trumpet player, we've got a guitar player, we've got a bass guitar player, and we've obviously got a drummer, and then we've got another drummer that goes on some little bongos, and there's just some absolutely talented musicians going on, and we just get together on a Tuesday and we just have like a little practice and a jam out, and then we do a bit of the events management course as well. And next week we have we have our gig. So the gig that we've been working towards putting together the event is happening next week at the Polar Bear in Hull. So it starts at 3:30 in the afternoon and it goes on until about 5:30. So it's just a couple of hours. There's us, and then there's a couple of other bands on as well. There's the Mounts and the Candid Faces, and there's going to be food. There's going to be drink. It's free to get in. Obviously, the bar's not free, and that I'm aware of. I think the food is free though. The food is just give out, but it's for like I guess like like learners who are on the course. It's a chance for their friends or parents to come, so they can just come and have a bite to eat as well. And we're just putting on this little sort of do really. And I'm not sure like I think that's the end of Music Lab. Like I think the course finishes after that, and then they'll start another one up. But obviously, it'll be for other people. So I've been on it, so I don't think there'd be any point what happens. But I know we're putting this sort of little night on, if you like. Well, afternoon. It's just a couple of hours in the late afternoon, but yeah. So I am in a band, but you will probably be either pleased or sorry to hear that we're not officially, or sorry to hear that we're not officially a band, if that makes don't think we'd carry on as a band. It wasn't, and a lot of it has just been really for the fun of it as well. I've sort of done a little bit of singing on the mic, but I'm no what you would call like mega good singer. So I don't think it would technically be a good idea if we formed as a band and went on tour and stuff like that. But it's just fun for something to say that we've done. I was in a band called Noble and the Gang. And it's just something to box and check off. I mean, you never know. Some of us might decide, what, maybe we should stay together and maybe practice and do some music stuff. Who knows? Or we might just decide that yeah, it was fun for the course, but we're not going to go any further. We're not going to take it any further. Because obviously, like I say, I'm more of like a rave MC and a DJ. I'm not really a rock kind of guy, but I just really I went along to sort of get my teeth into some different styles of music and just to have a bit of a laugh and something that was going to throw out of my comfort zone. I mean, the vinyl, the decks, the raving, the MCing, that'll never stop. That'll always be me. I'll always be MC Noble and DJ Ash Noble. But the band itself is just something that will be quite fun to just be a part of. And it's just something different. And I can just tell someone in years' time, "Oh, I was in a band once." Even though we didn't really get anywhere other than just do one gig. But it's just cool to be able to say that I've done it. I've been up there. I've been on stage with a gang of people or a group of people, and we've just had a little jam. And we've given it a go. And some people do actually play in bands that have come. They play in like local bands, or they've just formed a band with some of their friends and just come along for the course. Some of us, like myself, have never had any knowledge of bands, never been in a band, never taken part of anything to do with a band apart from watching bands a couple of times. So it's just good that we all sort of together through the power of music, and we've all got a wide variety of a different taste of music as well, which is like a really good thing. And it's good. But it shocks people when I say Noble in a band because they don't ever sort of, they don't look at me and associate me as somebody in a band or somebody that, that would be in a band because, if me, they know like, they know I'm a raver till I die. And they associate me with like the hardcore tunes. So when they think of me like sort of rock tunes and stuff, it just doesn't really sort of stick with them, and they think like, what, Noble in a band, and it is quite funny. But it's just like I say, it's a shed load of fun, to do it, and I'm very honoured to be able to do it, and the fact that we actually get to do a gig. So like I say, if anything more does come of it, like if we carry on as a band after, or if we do some more like music labs or whatever happens, I'll obviously keep you updated. But like I say, it starts at 3:30, goes on till about 5:30. We're on first. We're the first band, so we're gonna come on. I think about 4 o'clock. So the doors open at 3:30. People can come in and get themselves a drink, and then we're ready to rock and roll at 3:30. Sorry, at 4 o'clock, and then I think we go on until about 4:20. We've got 3 songs in total, but I won't tell you what they are. And then another band comes on, the Mounts. I think they go on for again about the same amount of time as us, so probably about 20 to 25 minutes. And then the headliners of the night, which is the Candid Faces, they come on for the final band of the night. And they're going to sound so much better than us, trust me. Because, like I say, my vocals are probably quite shocking, but it was just all about getting up and having a go. And that's one thing I am very partial to. It's to me, it's not just about whether you can sing or not. I mean, if you actually want to take it deadly seriously, then yeah, of course, it's about whether you can sing or not. But just the fact that you're enjoying music and you're getting up and you're giving it a go, is definitely enough for me. And I'm a big believer. If I see somebody absolutely just getting up, putting their all into it and having a go, whether they're the world's best singer or not, to me, I just feel happy because I know it's someone's passion, and my passion, is just music. Isn't necessarily a particular type, and this is why I jumped in and started doing stuff with a band, because I just love music. It's just music I love in general. So anything to be doing something musically wise, to be stood near a sound system with music pumping is enough for me. And I just thought, you know what, it'll just be a really, really good thing. So yeah, so that's what's happened. So like I say, I'm with the band, but yeah, there's food, there's drink. Again, it's free to come in, so you don't have to pay to come in, which is quite a good thing. Yes, Chris, what's going on? Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, it's at the Polar Bear in Hull, which it's been on the go for years, that, and they've all had loads of bands there in the past. It is a big sort of like pub where you would go and see like a band, as opposed to where you would go and listen to a DJ. It is more of kind of like I don't want to say like a rock pub, but a lot of bands perform there. They've got the stage for it. And I have heard of the place. I've just never been before. And I think it did close down at one point. But it's obviously reopened. It's like it's a grassroots venue. Grassroots, gigs and things take place there, a little bit like the Adelphi in Hull as well. Which I'm going to be playing there soon as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Because I will be announcing a gig as soon as I can. I'm doing a little something there. It will be DJing wise, well, that one, no. Um, to be fair, there's not too much to hide from you, so I may as well just tell you. But basically, there's a guy called Scotty who basically puts on a night called the Residence Associates, and it's the last Friday of every month. And he just gives like up and comers just a chance to go on stage and showcase and do for about 20 minutes. And a couple of months back, I think it was either January or February, my friend Lee, he basically got asked to go down and do the pictures because the normal photographer was ill or something. So he came down. We got free entry. We got a few free drinks. And it was just like 20 minutes of like DJs showcasing what they can do, like mixing bass line, D&B, house music. You know, it was just an absolute, you know, cool thing to go down and see. So I spoke with a guy, you know, got talking to him. I'm a DJ, etc., up and coming. And he said if I messaged him round the April time, he would put me on. So April came around and I texted him and yeah, he put me on. And I believe it's going to be I think it's going to be the last Friday in July. So I think that's when it's going to be. But once I get more info, I'll let you know because it's not like a massively big thing. It's just a little small thing on the last Friday of every month. So like flyers and posters, they don't really get announced until like nearer the time. So like you know, you won't see July's poster now when there's still like May and June. Do you know what I mean? And obviously there's still April's event to take place as well, which obviously hasn't taken place yet. I think that's going to be next Friday. I think it's next Friday when that takes place. So there might be a poster for it now. I'm not entirely sure, but it does. I think next Friday is the last Friday in. I think it is the last Friday in April. I'm pretty certain of it because I'm sure that this Friday is commencing the 22nd of the month. So 2 add 7 is going to be somewhere around about the 28th. So I think next weekend will be that final Friday in April. So it will be taking place, if that makes sense. It will be taking place probably on the 29th of April or something like that. So it'll be a nice little thing to be involved in when they do the July's one. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got no clue what I'm gonna play yet. I've got a few slight ideas, but I've not put anything together yet. It's a little bit far in the time, you know, to really put something together. But I'm thinking that I'm just gonna go like into sort of like a little bit of a mixture of a few different things. I think what I'm gonna do is go with like the house vibe, but I'm gonna go with like remixes of the old house tunes. So like some new sort of fresh up to date ones, some heavy drops. So we'll see what goes down. You know, we'll see what I'm vibing near the time. But anyway, that is obviously for another stream. This one was obviously me and a band, obviously. So if anyone can get down next week, it's a free entry thing. Just come down and have a laugh and just enjoy the vibe. And you know, if you are in the Hull area, it's again it's at the Polar Bear Music Club, which is just on Spring. It's just on the corner on Springbank West. So it's like just near where you get to the where sort of like Springbank West. Sort of like you know you can either head towards like Walton Street, you know the Walton Street train crossing, or you can obviously head on to Princess Avenue and head down towards Newland Ave. But you know it's a nice little place. Well, it's a big place actually, and try carrying guitars and amps up the stairs on a Tuesday is quite tiring as well. Yesterday I carried a massive drum kit. Up to the top. It was just like the big bit, the big bottom bit of the drum where you know on the pedal and it kicks it, the kick drum. I carried that upstairs and it's like there's 3 different flights of stairs. So you go up to like the first floor. So you go up a few steps and then it like twists and curves, and then you go up like another staircase, and then you come to like a corridor. You walk across, and then you go up like another staircase that twists and turns, and then you go up another staircase into the upstairs room. And then there's just like a room with loads of like equipment and spare equipment in there, you know, keyboards, drum kits, you know, guitars, amps. There's even a pair of CDJs, and there's a turntable up there as well. And if anybody like Paul Sarge decides to watch this, I've been eyeing up that turntable for weeks. and I just keep, every time I go upstairs and take a bit of equipment back, I think, do you know what? I just want to grab that turntable at home. And I'm tempted to ask him, you know, does it work? What's wrong with it? I mean, there's no head shell on it. There's no head shell and needle, but you know, I could soon easily sort that out by by ordering one online. But I'm just so, you know, and I see them. I saw the two Pioneer CDJs up there, and I asked him, and he said that one of them was broken. And every time I go up there and I'm taking the equipment back, the two CDJs, they just look so sad. They look like you know, it's like I go up there and it's like they're calling me saying, please revive me, please fix me. I need to be down there blasting music, not up here with a broken cue and play button. And part of me just, oh, I just, you know, he said he's going to try and get them sorted. And I might have to egg him on and sort of like cheer him on and boo him on to get them repaired. But I don't know what's up with the vinyl turntable. But I've been eyeing it up, and I've been thinking, do you know what? There's a nice little space in my bed. Well, actually there isn't. I'd have to move my CDJs off, but I keep because I keep thinking that there's a nice space where I could put that vinyl turntable on. And I do need one actually. Mine actually broke, as some of you may or may not know. And finally, about a week, just under a week ago, I sadly threw it out. As I kept on to it because I thought you never know. And I just genuinely did not know what to do with it. It was broke, and I thought, well, you can't just stick it in your normal green bin, can you? And then luckily we have a guy on the corner of our street who collects like scrap metal and stuff, and I just chucked it on his little scrap metal cart. Well, I didn't chuck it. I placed it on there, even though it was broken. I just couldn't bring myself to throw it on, and I just felt so sorry and sad for it. But it broke, and sadly, because the Sony PSDJ 9000s, they're just, you know, getting parts for them is just, do you know what I mean? It's just absolutely, you know, you can't, impossible. I don't even think they make them anymore, these turntables. And if you do search up for one, you know, you can buy like a turntable by itself second hand, and then if you buy one, you know, you might as well just use that one rather than take it apart just to fix the other one, because then you have one with a part missing again. Do you know what I mean? So it made it pointless. So there was just no point keeping the broken one, sadly. And you know, I just thought, "Oh, I just need to get rid of it then, don't I?" But I was obviously gutted. You know, it was a sad day for it. I didn't obviously want to have to get rid of it deep down, but you know, if it wasn't going to work, you know, it was just taking up a space, and you know, that was a space that I did not have. You know, or I could have used for something else.